Hello, today I'm gonna be making a tutorial on how to add event names to your behavior so you can add your own custom animations that you can call using this script. Basically, for example, if you go here and you see this list, you're gonna see that you have attack live 5, 4, all that. Basically, you'll be able to create entries just like this, so you can call on your script. So let's begin. The first thing that you need to do is basically create your own TAE. I'm just gonna do this. Oh, sorry, 725. Just to test, and then we're gonna create a 6-1. This is the regular entry. If you see the list, I'm gonna go ahead and create one for the 2 hands. You're gonna need that for it to work. At least this 50, which is attack like 6, and I also have a custom Shigatana that I did, special 725, motion 28. This is because 28 have 50, so it has 6 attack while Uchigatana has 5. You can change that here and define that if you're holding 2725 you have 6 combos, and use this as 29 instead of 28, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna show you how. I just put 28. It works for me. Do whatever you want. Add it to the chop. Always add it to KO for testing, and already have some SP effect for animation jump setup. I took this from Clever's, so thanks Clever for that. I'm gonna link at least 1. I'm gonna put 1 so you can use it. That way you don't have to hit your head. So we created that. We have our new animation entries. You save it, always save it, and you go to ER clip and you open this, choose file, import, you choose your mod, and you're gonna have the 725. I recommend doing all this first before you add your own animations, but you can do whatever you want. So next up, you open it, and this on behaviors, you want to convert it to an XML. You're gonna have your XML. You're gonna take this script that I created with the help of these guys. I'm gonna show you right now because I do want to thank them. It's this guy, which, you know, and this guy for doing the tutorial. Without this wouldn't be possible, so I wanted to thank them both. So what's different between this and this? Usually this, you will have to, put your IDs and custom animations like this one by one, but using this script you'll be able to create as many as you want, as many as you need in one go. So I'm gonna do only 3 just to show you. I'm gonna make them basic light attacks, but you can basically create anything. You can create any number, you can put whatever you want, and I'm also gonna add it to the attack. So from what is this here is that using a specific state machine shouldn't matter unless you are doing something that directly involves this state machine. So I'm using attack for this, use the other for whatever you need, but usually it shouldn't matter too much. Depends on what you want to do. Since I'm just doing an attack, I'm just gonna leave it just like that, and just for the sake, I'm also gonna name it just like this. So sorry for the sound. Instead of 6, 7 because 7 doesn't exist. You also want to make sure that whatever name you're putting here doesn't exist, but also the same way that you can put any number as long as it doesn't exist on the Elden Ring animation files. You can create any type of number, any type of name. Just to show you that, I'm gonna name that this attack 9. So you submit. It's gonna take a little bit depending on how much. It's gonna tell you what it's doing, what it's adding, as you can see, and you hit submit. Okay, and you're gonna have your modify one. So I made it so it does create a backup, just in case you mess up, you do something you don't want, you can always go back. So convert it again with hklib. I do have a shortcut, but yeah, I do have it here. I just have a shortcut, so I can just drag it, just in case I want to convert it. And after you convert this, you can go ahead and close this. So now I want to remind you that if you add another TAE, another stuff here, whatever, and you register this, you want to make sure you delete this and you reopen your behavior, because if not, you're gonna go back and you're gonna lose whatever you did here or here, blah blah blah, you know. And if you don't make any additions, then you can go ahead, just redo it, but I always suggest to delete and reopen. So if you go back and you reopen your behavior files and you search for, you're gonna see your entries here automatically, so you don't have to do anything. You actually don't have to open your clip. This is just me showing you that they exist and that you have the entries. So you can go ahead and create those entries for the animation. Basically, you're gonna be able to make combos longer, have custom animation for something if you want to, if you want to create a certain type of mechanic for the game, you can do that. So basically we created that, but there's also an important step. So you need this file and you need to define them here. It is very important that you do. If you don't, it's not gonna work. So if you go in, try to use it, doesn't do nothing, always recheck. So we named it like this, but of course if you see here, I'll have the W. So you put this underscore and then you can copy 8, 9. You want to make sure that you always follow the same thing that they're doing, so always +1. And the last one, make sure that you change this, the same thing. Even if you add those, if you don't change this, it won't work, so be careful about that. So how do we actually call for it? What you're gonna do is open this. I'm gonna use Visual Studio Code. I'm gonna reopen it so you can see. You can use Notepad, you can use Notepad++, but it's easier looking here if you have the Lua, basically, so you can see what's going on if you're doing something wrong. So I'm gonna go ahead and search for light and 6. All right, so we're here, and this is basically with any animations, because if you want the animation to cancel, do another one, you're gonna have to do this. I haven't tested this too much, but this works. You can put whatever name you have, it should work with any animations. It will cancel to everything. So you have to make sure that you change it to the name that you actually added your animations. So for this, I suggest that you make a list, so that you remember that this is a tax 7, 8, or 9, or you can basically, you could also like do this, put 2, and then you can add your comment. That's how you make a comment. That's how you make a comment here, and you can remember that this is this. You don't have to. So how did you actually call for it? So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the code from another script that I have. Again, I did this thanks to Clever. So you're gonna search for function execute attack. You can go a little bit down. And let me see. Okay, so below here, you can add something like this. So this is basically 116. It's an XP effect. You can also use get XP effect. I'm not gonna do that. You can just put 116. I'm also gonna add this. That way you don't have to mess around too much. So basically, you do have your anim jumps, and you define those here with the W attack. And this, like I said, you need the function update to cancel. So I'm gonna copy it again, press enter, go back, copy it again, go back. So change this to 1, change this to 2, because that's the XP effect that we have. Change this to 8, and then just like I said, you can name it whatever you want. And also you can add the comments here if you want to. That way you know what attack is what attack. Clever does this, so again, gotta thank him for that. Just gonna use this. So we already have this, we already have this, and we already define it here. Let me make sure that I did save it. Yes, I did. So now there's nothing else to do. You just have to run the game. Let me check that I have audio for it. So you load the game up. I'm gonna go ahead and search for
Always.
scale. The weapon. And at least you're gonna have 6 attacks. That's the 6th one. So you redo it, of course, because that's what we have here. Again. So what do you do now? Well, basically you can change this to whatever you want. Of course, you can add blubbers, animations, but I'm just gonna make it simple because I don't want to. So for example, if I want to do this, I can do this. Just gonna use stock animations. again, this is just a tutorial on how to add new behaviors. You can also add your comments here if you want. So that way you don't forget. So let's go ahead, and after the 50, that's one, you're gonna go ahead and on the where's the R is, you can put it down below, that way it doesn't bother too much. Change it to add XP effect. I'm just gonna copy. You just basically do this. You can control C on the 6th one. I'm just gonna make them just a little longer, just in case. Yeah, because this is, if you don't put it before this cancel, it's not gonna work. So you always want to make sure that you add it to this cancel. Same thing here. So now you have your SD effects on this, you added your behaviors, so it should work. Okay, so it looks like, let me see, let me check. Oh yeah, I did forget. I think I added this, but I didn't save it. So yeah, you can see that sometimes we can all forget about something. So I'm gonna go ahead and close it and save it and rerun it. Also, something that I did forgot to mention while the game is loading is that this function, you don't want to put the W underscore, not here. You always want to follow what Elden Ring is doing, and if you can see, they always don't put the W underscore, but of course to call it here, they do. So make sure you take note of that. It should not work. If it doesn't, I just shoot myself on food. Oh, wait, what? Oh, right. I did force close it instead of saving it.
Always.
See that? Basically, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 light attacks. Let me see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it the same? This one is it. goes to 62. I think I'm just, it is morning here, so didn't work. Yep. Let me check what I did, huh? So attack 9, yeah, that is correct. W, attack 9. Oh, I'd add a 6. My god. I'm so sorry about that. So yeah, that's my bad. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, you can fire me. So now it should work. Now we should have 9 attacks, not 8. And it's not playing. I see it now. What the fuck am I doing? Sorry about that. This is why I said that I'm not good at tutorials. But yeah, you should always make sure that you rename whatever, you know, to the actual. This. That was my bad. Let's go on. We can move on. You know, we're adults. There we go. So as you can see, if you're having problems like I did, always recheck and make sure that you have anything named correctly. But yeah. And that's about it. Like I said, you can basically make this for anything. Like for example, I can go ahead and go the extra mile. Like you can have an animation here like this, and I'm not sure, like for example this, after you do this, you can also go ahead and make it cancel back to your animations, for example. See, you can make it jump to that animation you define, so you can basically make even combos for the Azure 4 with no problems. So yeah, that's about it. That's all you need to know. If you have any questions, then you can ping me on the server name. You can ask on the server name. There's people that know about this. So yeah, hopefully we can get more people doing more cool animations or stuff, mechanics, because you can use this for a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's about it. And that's gonna be all for the time.